All right, so in this week now, you've already done the motion graphics assignments. So now what you're going to do is use Human IK and model a basic human. So right off the bat, you're going to need something to, or not model, so you're going to rig a basic human. So you're going to need a model to rig, okay? So I honestly don't care where you get the model from. It can be something you've made in the past, maybe from another class, such as the character creation class. Or it can be something that you're currently working on, right? So it can be a project, like you have like a game you're working on, or you have a film you're working on, or it's something in another class that you're working on concurrently. I have no issue with that. So you just need to have something that you can rig. That's really what it comes down to. Now, if you don't have something that you made before, or you don't have something you're working on now, there are some options. One is probably the easiest one is to use Make Human. Okay, so if you click on here, you can click on it here, and you will see that you can download it there. All right, so I talk about it later on, but basically it's just a using sliders, it will generate a model for you. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. You can also online, there's a bunch of different places where you can just download a variety of 3D models. Okay, I don't really care where you get them from. Some are for free, some cost money. Generally speaking, they're very reasonable. So if you want to find something, you can totally use that. Now, another option is just to, if you're trying to create a model as quickly as possible, it's just use the sculpting software. Okay, so some really obvious ones is ZBrush. If you have experience with ZBrush, they have already built-in ones that you could just sculpt on top of and then just, export that out. You can also use like Z-spheres or something of that sort. Um, uh, generate something from, excuse me. Something of that sort. So if you don't have any experience with ZBrush, do not use it. It's very non-standard in its workflow in comparison to other programs. So don't even attempt it. There's also Mudbox, which is basically Autodesk's version of ZBrush. They again have a pre-built person. You could just literally take that, sculpt on it. That's what we did in class, and then use that. I don't really care. There's also, they have a community thing on there as well. So yeah, we have Autodesk Mudbox, and you can sculpt in there. There's also 3D-Co. That's just a sculpting software that I like. Might not be the best option for you. If you do want to try and make your own using sculpting software, I would probably suggest, obviously, Mudbox. Just because it's the most standard. It's very similar to Maya. It's almost now incorporated into Maya. Anywho, but you could use that program. Some low-end free ones. These ones all cost money. You can actually get Mudbox free for being a student, but it's Sculptris. It's a pretty cool program. Basically, it uses Dynamesh. You can click on the website here and you can get a preview of it. There's also this cool SculptGL. It's actually built into a web browser. I really like it. It's actually very intuitive. It's very responsive. I did not expect that. And it works very well. It's actually pretty similar to between Sculptris and ZBrush, kind of. It's very similar to Sculptris, but it's a little bit better. And then there's Blender, obviously everyone knows Blender. And it actually has a built-in Dynamesh as well, which is nice. Okay. What we're going to do is we're actually going to use Human IK. Human IK is basically just the, so you'll make your model here somehow, however you obtain one or make one. We're going to use Human IK. Human IK is basically just an automatic rigging solution that's built inside of Maya. Okay. There are a bunch of different ones that you can purchase that I found some that are for free. Pretty much if you work at any place, they're going to have some sort of auto rig already built into their production system, because quite frankly most characters you model are bipeds, and so you can pretty much use the same kind of auto rig and just fit it into each one in order to make it. So they'll either purchase one or they'll have one that's proprietary that they built in or what have you. Maya has this one built in. It's okay. I don't find it particularly super flexible, but it's kind of cool. I mean, once you get it done, and I think it's useful for you because it's like, say you're just trying to quickly rig something. You don't want to go through the whole process of finding an auto rig or any of that other business. You can use this. It's built in. Obviously, it's kind of being well maintained because it's actually part of the program. So if you're making like a video game and you have lots of characters, you could just use the Human IK. It's also supposed to be really well integrated into applying like mocap and that sort of thing. So we're going to use this Human IK. So you can literally rig something in like half an hour with it or less. After you're done doing that, you're going to do some weight painting. Okay. So these video tutorials are going to tell you how to do that. But basically the idea is that after you bind, you're going to make this Human IK. It's going to make a skeleton. You're going to bind that skeleton to the mesh that you used, that you developed here. Okay. Then you're going to select that. It's going to bind it to it. and then you're going to make controllers onto it. It has like an auto button to make the control rig, okay? Now, when it binds it to that skeleton, it has these default weights that it produces, okay, using algorithms, and there's various ones that are built into it, and you click and you choose settings and stuff, and it tries to auto bind it. And when I say that, basically what it means is that it's sort of a, what it does is it takes your mesh, and it more or less sort of parents them, each vertice, to different joints within your mesh, okay? Not parent so much as influence. So for instance, let's say I have this arm here. Let's say this is an arm, okay? And it's 2 joints. I got this joint and this, well, there's a 3rd joint, but ignore that one. I got this one and this one, right? So let's just say this is an arm. If I had the upper arm selected, the fall off is going to be like this. So it's going to be white because 100% of it moves when this part moves. And then as it gets in the middle here where it bends, it's going to have a fall off. So it'll be like 0.75. It always equals up to a value of 1, each one of these vertices. So it'll be like 0.75, 0.5, 0.25, and then 0. Okay? Now on the other end, if I were to select this joint, you'll see, you know, it'll have a value of 1, 1, 1. Then it'll be 0.75, which is the opposite of this, which was 0.25, then 0.5. So they both share this 50%, the center edge loop. And then it would be 0.25, which over here would be 0.75, okay? But between the two of them, it equals 1. So you have an influence here and an influence here. And so the ones in the middle here, these vertices, would move half with the upper arm and half with the lower arm, which means basically it's going to halfway bend, while the ones at the top will move 100% with this. When this bends, it moves with it. And when this one moves there with those joints, okay? That's basically how it works. Now, it's called weight painting. There's also other ways of kind of applying and adjusting those weights, because you're basically weighting the vertices to the skeleton. So after that, I have these video tutorials. So I have a Make Human tutorial where I just kind of go through how to use Make Human, because I think that's probably honestly your best solution, unless you've already modeled something and you want to do something custom. From there, I go into Maya and I basically adjust it so it works, because you see that this is an A pose. Human IK wants T pose, and the legs are also kind of diagonally out, so I kind of put them underneath. I just make it so it's going to work for that a little bit better. So even if you don't use this, you still might want to watch this video to make sure that your model is correct. After you're done with that, I go through and I do the Human IK stuff. So here's Human IK, go through putting the joints in and these. And then the last video here actually is doing some weight painting, in this case on the armpit, which is pretty much everyone's going to have to do. Most of the time what you have to do is you have to adjust the armpit and you have to adjust the leg. Now, that you would have to adjust, quite honestly, all of them, but for bare bones, just trying to get it through, those two are like the main bad areas where they're not even passable. So especially the armpit. So basically what I want you to do for the assignment is to grab the model, however you got to do it, acquire it, and then apply the Human IK and paint the weights onto it, okay? I'm not expecting any miracles. I'm not expecting super cool, awesome models. I mean, it's cool if you do have one, but I'm not expecting anything like that. And the Human IK, that should be implemented well. I don't think there should be any, you should be able to place the joints and well. The weights I'm not expecting to be remarkable. Honestly, just make sure there's nothing like crazy off, okay? That's basically it.